still a seller's market. Buyers, be patient. If you are a seller and are still thinking about selling your home in 2020, right now is a fantastic time. If it's a nice house, well kept, you're probably going to get offers over asking and a quick close. So keep that in mind going forward. Thanks for joining me. We're diving deep into the numbers from the Northern Nevada Reno Sparks Association of Realtors May 2020 numbers. So just keep in mind that all the numbers are about a month behind, just because it takes about 2 weeks after the month's over to accumulate all the data. So this is all the market data from the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors. So a few things that you should notice as we're kind of going through this are obviously the mean sold price. Just keep in mind that the mean means that half of the homes sold were below this and half above. What we're seeing is a decrease of about 3.5% from April. So we're down to almost 400, and an increase of 2.5% from May 2019. So you can kind of see that year over year, we're slowing down a little bit into that good range. Obviously, in a healthy market, you would like to see the real estate market appreciate by that 3 to 5%. So that's good news that we've slowed down instead of those double gain amounts that we were doing for the past 5 years. So a price of 400 is good. Units sold. This is something to watch out for, and an important statistic on what's going on here, and kind of plays into the COVID model on what's going on. So we sold about 400 units. That's up 2.3% from April, and down 41%, or almost 42% from May 2019. So this is where COVID comes in. I still have a lot of sellers that are not listing their homes because of COVID-related issues. People don't want people walking around their homes. We still have quite a few clients that own rentals, and we are not allowed to show tenant-occupied homes. That is supposed to come up for review at the end of this month. You can list them, but you cannot show the properties if they have an active tenant in it. So there's a lot weighing on the market on that front, and it's causing a shortness of units being sold. And that's why a lot of our buyers are complaining that there's not a lot out there. So it's kind of squeezing the market, all about supply and demand. The next thing down is days to contract. Any days to contract, and then what this means is that once you sign a contract, you get into escrow. 39 days after you close or sign that document, you're closing. So that's very typical for our industry. I'm not too concerned about it. Anything under 40 is fine. Just keep in mind, if you're getting a loan, loans between appraisals and all the contingencies that need to be removed, and loan requirements, it takes anywhere from 30 to 40 days. So we're well within the correct amount, in my opinion, on the days to contract. Inventory is another one that is concerning. You can kind of see that it's down 10% almost from April 2020, and almost down 40%. So the active inventory, not a lot out there. And what we're seeing is a squeeze for buyers. It's pushing into a seller's market still. A lot of our properties that are going on the market get multiple offers just because interest rates are low and there's not a lot out there. So if you have a decent property, I see a lot of people getting multiple offers, over asking, and a lot of cash deals floating around. I think we have, of our 6 escrows right now, I think 4 of them are cash. So cash still remains king. But as long as the active inventory is down almost 40%, you're going to still be looking for decent properties as a buyer, unfortunately. $229 a square foot, based on price per square foot. Yeah, I don't really have too much to comment on that. That's a very typical number. The number of new listings is up almost 4% from April. So there are some people venturing out that need to sell, but you can still see that the new listings should be, up closer to around 8 or 900. So again, the squeeze on the market. It's not no surprise that on percent of asking, if a list price, if you list it, we're seeing 99%. For our listings, we're seeing anywhere from 100%. I think the high we got is 180%. A lot of cash deals going on out there. And when you have a cash deal and you really want a property, you can afford to make a little bit higher offer than you would if you had a loan and worry about a appraisal. Absorption rate. Absorption rate is a number that the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors looks at. Basically, what happens is it's the number of units sold or the number of units left on the market divided by how many have sold. And that kind of tells you that currently in May, that if we didn't have any new homes that came on the market, we would run out of inventory in about 2 months. So again, to refresh your memory, a buyer's market is anything above 5 to 7 months of inventory. So if our absorption rate, and anything below that, anything below 5 to 7, below is a seller's market, and we're at 2, so it's a severe seller's market. So what I'm going to do is end the statistics part of this, and we're going to jump back into what the Angst real estate team thinks is going to happen going forward. Now we've had a chance to take a look at the numbers. It's time to talk about where we think the current market is going. So there are several things in play, as you can kind of tell from the numbers. Is the real estate market in the Reno Sparks area remains strong. However, there's a few things that need to be ironed out. And the first thing that's on a concern is there are still a lot of homes and sellers out there that are not listing their house. And various reasons why include they don't want people walking around their homes. They're concerned about their own health. So a lot of homes remain off the market. We still have quite a few of our own clients that have decided to hold off listing their homes until the COVID-19 kind of settles down. The other thing is that the governor's directive on holding inventory for rentals. And what I mean by that is currently as a realtor, and any realtor in the Reno Sparks area, we cannot show homes that have tenants in them. And with that being said, you can list the home, but until the governor gives the all clear, we cannot show them and we cannot close, because a lot of people cannot close on a house unless they take a look, obviously. So there's a lot of shadow inventory out there that I think could potentially come back online in the next month or so. Now, the governor is set to revisit this directive on rental units later this month. So hopefully we'll have a new directive from him on where that stands here. So if you're a buyer out there, I know it's really tough. There's a lot of bad inventory. We were showing some clients the other day, and for $400,000, we were seeing a lot of houses that should not be listed, and people are just trying to take advantage of that because there's not a lot of inventory. Now, the one good thing in the details that came out that not a lot of people are talking about are contracts are up 63% in the month of May 2020. It was 388 contracts were written in April. But we were up 63%, so that bumps us, I think, into the 600. So you'll see a lot of sold houses coming up here, probably in the June numbers or the July numbers. Just keep in mind that the majority of contracts take around 40 to 45 days, so a lot of that's offset by about a month. So if you're still a seller, need to sell your home for some reason in this year, 2020, it's a great time. If you have a nice house and it's pretty well maintained, I guarantee you that it's going to be snapped up quickly. Interest rates remain at all-time lows. We've had several clients lock in 30-year mortgages in the low threes. I've actually seen several with other people and lenders out there that have actually bought down into the high twos. So you're talking 2.875 30-year fix. So it's a great time to buy if you can find something. If you're a buyer, remain patient. You just need a great real estate team or a realtor to make sure that you're on it. And don't be surprised if you have to offer a little bit above asking to get in the house you want. So with that being said, that's the market update. The market remains strong for sellers, and hopefully in the next few months, the market will balance out and become closer to a buyer's market, so some of our buyers can get in there. So if you guys have any questions about the market or anything that comes up, feel free to give us a call in the office, 775-525-0309, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.